right, so good morning, guys. So welcome to today's episode, and this is the Crypto Life podcast. On today's episode, it's supposed to be our second episode, but we want to recap on the conversation we had yesterday because we had a couple of technical issues yesterday, so we couldn't go live. But we had a recording, yeah. But we just thought, hey, why don't we just have uh, why don't we have a live, Zoom call so everyone could join in and be a part of the conversation? There is something these things does to you when you are in a conversation that you're participating live. You can feel the vibes and you could be a part of it, and you could ask questions and get your answers in real time. And of course, there is a vibes that comes with being live in a conversation. That's why we decided that we want to make this live for those who couldn't participate yesterday to be a part of it. All right, so with me I have my co-host Mr. Temple. Please say hi to the house.
Hello, house. My name is Temple Ben Elwa. So I'm here for you.
Well, I don't know if it's me, but I can hardly hear you, sir. I don't know
Hardly
if
hear me.
same thing with every other person, but I can hardly hear you, sir.
I can hear you loud and clear over here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's better now.
Okay, fine.
All right, so here we go. So like I said, we are just going to recap on the conversation we had yesterday for the benefit of those who couldn't join because we didn't go live. We had a couple of technical issues. So real quick, I want us to be as fast as we can. And trust me, this meeting is being recorded. So we will make efforts to fine tune it and send it to our various platforms so that you can refresh from the conversation we're going to have this morning. And I want every one of us to pay real good attention to this conversation. Try and be a part of it. Also, ask your questions if you have any questions bothering you. It doesn't necessarily have to be what we are discussing this morning, because this morning we are going to talk about getting started on your journey in the cryptocurrency space. All right, so this is the first thing we'll talk about, and we'll talk about how to spot cryptocurrency scams and legitimate projects. Because trust me, since 2009, when Bitcoin was created, of course, you agree with me if you're familiar with the cryptocurrency space that there are over 6,000 cryptocurrencies in existence as we speak. So, but Bitcoin happened to be the first that came into existence. And, since then, over time, there have been a whole lot of scam projects that come, into the space. And many people, many newbies have gotten their hands burnt, trying to get into the space, trying to be a part of the cryptocurrency space. But here we've decided today that in our first episode, we're going to outline keys to note when you want to get started in your journey in the cryptocurrency space. That's one of the topics we'll discuss real quick. And the second one is going to be how to spot these scam projects and also how to spot legitimate projects. So real quick, before my co-host, gives us some of his points, I'm going to give us a brief simplified definition of what cryptocurrencies are. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I have a couple of slides to share with you. So I'm going to do this in a second. And if you are having a challenge seeing my screen, please indicate. You could do that in the chat box, or you could unmute yourself and let me know. So the next screen you're going to see is my screen. All right. So here we go. So number one, I said cryptocurrency. What are cryptocurrencies? I said cryptocurrencies basically they are a type of digital currency. Of course, cryptocurrencies are currencies just like your fiat currencies. Fiat currencies are referred to as your paper money. It could be your dollar, your naira, or your franc CFA, your CD. Paper money is referred to as fiat currency. I know you guys are aware. Oh, where is my slide? What's happening? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I need to fix something. All right, I think we are back. All right, so So what are cryptocurrencies? I said cryptocurrencies are a type of digital currency that is generally decentralized and uses cryptography. That is, the data is converted into format that is unreadable for unauthorized users. And this is for added security, making it difficult to counterfeit or to manipulate or hack. That is one definition. There are hundreds of definitions, about cryptocurrency, and I'm trying to simplify them as much as I can. Then number two is cryptocurrency is digital money used to pay and purchase goods online and could be related to as commodity, assets, or a store of value. I didn't put that store of value here, but you could put that on your own. So these are the basic definitions of cryptocurrency. If you don't understand this last definition, make sure to write down your questions and drop your questions. One will bring up the opportunity for you to ask your questions. And of course, like I said yesterday during the episode yesterday, we cannot discuss everything that concerns cryptocurrency in just one episode. So we are going to have tens and tens of episodes in the coming weeks. So we'll help you guys to understand the different aspects of cryptocurrencies, the different kinds of cryptocurrencies, the tokens in cryptocurrencies, and everything you should know as a newbie, that regards to the cryptocurrency space. So this is a simplified definition of what cryptocurrencies are. Yeah. So Mr. Temple, over to you. So I've been able to tell them what cryptocurrencies are. So go ahead and tell us what every newbie should consider, the steps they should take before they get their journey started in the cryptocurrency space. So here you go, guys.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yes. We can.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
My name is Temple, and I'm the CEO of Crypto Resources. So over here, I think for the newbies, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you need to be more audible.
I think the host has really said a bit of what he knows about cryptocurrency. I'm only here to share a little bit of my own knowledge too. And I've been into this crypto world for about 4 years now. So cryptocurrency generally is, like he had just said, it deals with cryptography and it has its own internet known as the blockchain, where every transaction is done on the block. So calling it real money, there are reasons why these cryptocurrencies are being compared to our normal fiat currencies. And the advantages of having cryptocurrency over fiat currencies is counterfeiting. Here in this world, there's nothing like counterfeiting. There's nothing like a fake Bitcoin. There's nothing like a fake XRP, a fake Cardano. All these things, they're all just projects under the cryptocurrency world.
The cryptocurrencies, yeah.
Counterfeiting. And means of transactions are very quick and stable. You can do a transaction worth more than $1 million under a few minutes. So, but having such amount of money to go to the bank to deposit is going to take a whole lot of process. And there are other importance of, I wish I can share my screen here, but I don't know what's happening. There are other importance of this cryptocurrency, this space that we are finding ourselves. There are things like regulations too, confiscations, where we also need it as a medium of exchange and also as a store of value, like he earlier mentioned. So I think I'm in a better place to answer any question where anybody here is finding it very difficult to understand. So Jadel, I think I continue any question, then I can help out.
All right, guys. So like I said, we are basically going to discuss the steps you need to know, or the key points you need to note before you start up your journey in the cryptocurrency space. And I have a couple of slides to show you guys on that. So I'm going to jump into my slide real quick. Before I do that, let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, so number one slide, please, if you can hear me and you can see my slide, please let me know. So number one here, I said research. DYO, that's do your own research. All right, so you don't just jump, you don't just jump into anything. Even if it's not cryptocurrency, you don't just jump into it without doing your own research because you might end up, getting involved in the wrong thing. Yeah. Uh, just a moment. Yeah, so here we go. Sorry, guys. So you might end up getting your hands burnt when you didn't do your own research. So here I said, always keep an open mind. Don't believe all you see or hear either. Right. So there are a couple of projects that have come, since, like I said, since 2009, when the cryptocurrency, when Bitcoin actually came into, when Bitcoin was created. There have been a whole lot of them. And if we want to start mentioning some of these projects that are scam projects, we might not have the time. Of course, there used to be Extra, there used to be BitConnect, and now we have there used to be UCI Tech, and now we have Fossard, now we have Million Money and the rest of them. These projects are scam projects. They are going to burn you guys. You might even make a couple. You might even make some profits from the early stage, but these projects don't have what it takes to stand. Do you want to say something, Temple?
The host, before we move into this scam project, and I think this is the base point of where I think we need to talk more about because people are really getting into the wrong hands in this world here. So when we talk about ICO, initial coin offering, there are a lot of ICO. Even you as an individual, you can create your own ICO if you want to, though it takes a whole lot to create an ICO. But there are developers everywhere who can help to create an ICO. Now, what's an ICO? It's an initial coin offering. There are this project when you go on, log on to your coin market cap, all those lists of coins you see there, there are lists of projects. There are the ICOs you see. There are over 6,000 plus. Now, people are coming up with ICOs just to scam people to go away with their money. Now, here are just the few tips I think I will want to share because I am very keen to this part of because I don't like when I hear stories. These are the kind of these stories of scam are the things that make people don't really believe in this cryptocurrency world, this world that we are going into now. Now, these are the list of things everybody should try and take notes when investing in any project. And I'm an analyst. I tell people what to do, the projects to go in, but I don't know about all the whole 6,000 projects. I tell people only the project I know I am very sure about. Now, if you want to do your own research yourself to know scam projects, one, the first thing to do here is getting to know the team. In every project, perhaps the single most important success factor for any ICO or cryptocurrency, there's what we call developers, people who build the projects. After the developers, you need to know the individual developers, the community, the administrative people behind that project. Not just knowing their names, you need to know them in depth, like individually. You need to research on them individually if they have been on any other project. Like Vitalik, the owner of Ethereum, the owner of Cardano, who is Charles, was actually with Vitalik when the Ethereum space was there. But he broke out from Ethereum space to into having his own project ICO known as the Cardano ADA. Now, on searching the administrative people in that project, the people in that project, when you see someone like Charles hosting, you will have to reading and researching about him. Definitely, his bio will tell you that he was with Ethereum, Vitalik before now. So these are the little things we need to know, taking first, getting to know the administrative people, the developers of the project. After that, the next thing we should look at is what we call the white paper. Every project has a white paper. And in that white paper, that is where you see what we call the roadmap of the project. What are these roadmap? This roadmap are like a presentation of what the project is all about. From that roadmap, that is where you get to find out a project which you are keeping for long term, a project which you are keeping for short term. What is long term and short term here? When I say long term, for me, long term is a project you are keeping for a year. If you're a hodler, a year or 2 years. What is short term? Short term is a project you're keeping for a matter of months. Now, I've made calls of short term projects, long term projects. Short term project, you're expected to make 2x to 3x. That is 2 times your investment, 3 times your investment. Long term projects are projects where you will speak about the 10x, the 15x, x, like 15 times of your investment. Like when you get into the markets, into the project with $1,000, you are sure of coming out with $15,000 over long term. So knowing the white paper, from reading the white paper mostly comes in PDF. It is a whole of document to read. But I would urge everybody, take out your time to read the white paper of any project you are going into. Because in this ICO game, in this crypto world game, after white paper has been released, the project will do one of the first thing on their roadmap should be private listing, private sales or private listing, public sales. What is the private sales? Private sales is the situation or the process where a team sells their token or their coin privately first before the public. How do they do this? They do this by you going into their websites and requesting for some of these tokens or the coins privately. Now, what is public sales? Public sales are when this ICO have listed their token on an exchange like the Binance, the Poloniex, the BitHub, the Bitmax, the rest of the exchanges. That is public sales. And any new project that you're investing, you're coming into, that you want to really invest. Another thing to take good note of is the community. That is, it's called the selling scale, the community. A project with less subscribers, please, I think everyone should watch from afar. Because there are projects that come, that once the launching of the ICO, they only end up having about few hundreds or few people coming in to invest into the project. Such projects, I don't really advise people to go into it because their broadcasting, their advert was not good enough. So I think that's why they have less turn up to people investing in the project. But projects like when Cardano, last month we had virtual summit for Cardano. There were over 2 point something million people who invested in the program and really affected the price of the coin. So you coming in at that point, investing maybe $2,000, you are sure of making the 2x under a few days. So, and Cardano has always been one of the coins I've called for long term. So, but we're not here to speak about that now. So, with these three things I've mentioned, the scale of sales, getting to know the team, and the white paper, for me, these 3 points, it is very, very vital. It is very, very vital. There are other points, like I think Jadel will come in and to tell us more about that. There are other points like use case, physical use case of the coin. All those ones you can find it in the white paper. Physical use case. What is this physical use case? Physical use case are projects that tell us that comes with real-time use. Like the Cardano, the Swipe, SXP. Their real-time use is they have a card. They have a card that you can use. You can transact with the card through the ATM, Bitcoin ATM. And this card,
ATM card.
Yeah, ATM card. It has a contract for every other crypto in one card. So you can actually spend your crypto in buying things with the card. So projects like this, you should know their real-time use is solid. But there are people who on their white paper, they only keep telling you theory, we are into agriculture, we are into medicine, we are into this, and they actually don't do any of these things. So when you read the white paper, you get to see people who have real-time use. And the real-time use projects, I think they are worth keeping for long term. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Temple. So back to my points. I'm gonna buttress on some of the things he has talked about, but I want to quickly share my points before we move to the next thing. So I said, do your own research, and there are a whole lot of platforms you could use to do your research. all right, a whole lot of them. And I mentioned, I said you could use Google and you could use YouTube and other social media platforms. There is nothing you want to. All right, Mr. Angelo wants to say something. Go ahead, Angelo. Go ahead, unmute yourself and say something. This is actually meant to be a conversation. It's not just the both of us talking.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask. I want to ask a quick question. Concerning the community, how many people are supposed to be in a community that we know that this project is actually very, very, that this project has the future? Like, how do we monitor the people in the community? Like, do they have to be more than 1 million people, 500,000? I just want to have an idea. I want to know. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for that question. Now, are you do you know about the coin market cap where coins are being listed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you know about CoinGecko?
Yes, sir.
Yes, perfect. When you go to CoinGecko and you search for the projects, in CoinGecko, it gets to show you the charts. It will show you history. It shows you info about the project.
Yes.
Now, going down,
yes, sir.
you find out their Telegram handle, their Twitter handle. Have you noticed that? Now, on clicking on the Telegram handle, there are one key thing to know in a good project with good subscribers. When you log into when it directs you to their Telegram handle, now there are channels and there are groups. You need to know the spot where you are, if you are in their channel or you're in their group. What is a group here? A group is where the subscribers are being allowed to say something. They are allowed to say something, like bring in their own opinion in a group. But in the channel is where the announcement of the projects are made. You're not allowed to chat there. Now, this is how you know people with a very strong community. I'll prefer you go to the group, Telegram group. You see about good project, you see about not less than 5,000, 4,000 subscribers. And not just having reasonable amount of subscribers, the conversation in that group.
Mm-hmm.
There are groups I've been in the group. Okay, let's say the group is about a project called AAA, but they're discussing about BBB. That is not I would not advise anybody to go, because you see, in a group where the admin is not very active, if you come to Cardano group, you have the chance to chat with the CEO of Cardano. That is Charles. Any question you throw to him privately, he will answer you. So subscribers, it must not be when you see 1 million. 1 million people in there might be trash, like people coming in to even bring in their own link so that you can join their own group elsewhere. In a unified group, in a group that is very legit, the only discussion that is being made there should be about that project. And in a legit group, the admin cannot write you privately. In a project, once you enter, they will tell you welcome. The bot, there's what we call bot on Telegram. Bot will automatically send you every message you need to know about the project. Welcome you. The admin can never write you privately. So when you join a project group on Telegram, first, you'll be welcomed. Secondly, every discussion in there must be about that project. If you make any statements about any other project in that group, you'll be banned immediately. And subscribers must be more than 4,000, 5,000. Don't go into a group where you have only 300 subscribers. No, don't do that. Because a project as big as a project on CoinGecko or CoinMarket that have generated a market value of over $2 million plus, $3 million, $10 million, you don't expect me they should have a community less than 5,000. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Because having a community of just 100, I can manipulate such. People can manipulate such. You understand? People can manipulate. I can create a Telegram account of 10. Imagine we having a community of just, let's say, 10 people. Create 10 Telegram to just go join. So I don't advise subscribers in a group of subscribers less than 1,000. And after that, watch the discussion in there too. So that's how you know a strong community. So I hope I've answered the question, Angelo.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really I understood it 100%.
All right, so thank you so much for your question. I guess someone was also trying to raise their hand. I wouldn't know who that person is, but that's fine. So I'll go through in case this Zoom meeting goes off. That means we've run out of time, and you just use the link and join back immediately. I said do your own research, and good enough. We have Google and we have YouTube. There is almost nothing you want to know of, at least basic knowledge of whatever it is that is not on Google or even YouTube. So it's a responsibility that, let's say, for instance, you hear about Forsage for the first time, or you hear about any cryptocurrency for the first time. The first thing you should do is to go on Google and search and know what people are saying about that project, and also know what that project is all about before you start making deep research if you want to be a part of their community or not. And I said, number 3, make sure you read thoroughly and ask questions. That's it. So it's your responsibility to read thoroughly. So wherever it is, whatever information that is being thrown at you, make sure you read it thoroughly and ask questions. And that ask questions is also, I'm also going to talk about it in my next slide. My next slide, I said, make sure you join communities. All right. All right, Miss Jane, you raised up your hands. Please unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Sorry, I didn't know it was you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, when you started this meeting, you said something. You were talking about the list of scam projects you've come across so far, and you mentioned Forsage.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Ben Temple was talking about we knowing the public and private sales before we jump into any form of investment and all of that, and we should know the community skills. Mm-hmm. He spoke about he spoke about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. We should know the white paper and the roadmap. We should also know the developers. We should and the administrators or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, if we have all these things in place that he said we should I didn't invest in Forsage, but I have colleagues that did. And they like yesterday I was having a conversation with her in the office. She said that she knows the developers, she knows the administrators, that they have come out to talk to them one-on-one in some of their conferences and all of that. So I was like, oh wow, good for you. But now that you people spoke about it, it just came to my mind that I had this conversation with this lady yesterday. So does it mean that them knowing the developers and the administrators, and because the level she has gotten to in Forsage has helped her to attend some of their meetings and conferences. So does it still mean that it's still a scam? And what are your analyses that bring you to the conclusion that this scheme is a scam? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Janet, for the question. But my question here too, before I answer that, is Forsage here. I think I've heard about Forsage a couple of times. Is it an ICO or a pyramid scheme?
It's a pyramid scheme. So I was going to come to that. Forsage is a pyramid scheme. It's not an ICO.
Pyramid scheme. In ICO, we don't talk about Ponzi here. Any project that tells you give me money, bring 2 people, I will give you such a percentage of your
using crypto.
Now, 1, you should know the world you are dealing in, the crypto world you are in. Every transaction sent can be denied. Okay, even if they last for 2 years, there are scammers who can run a project for 3 years, for 4 years. Now, once they finally disappear with your money, how do you complain? Who do you complain to? Even if you have people to complain to, how do you prove your funds being sent to them? Even if you know they want to win, you go to the court, they will win you because this is cryptocurrency. In your address over there's no name. Your name is not inscribed in that address. It's alphanumericals. Tickets. Now, This is a pyramid scheme and not an ICO. We're actually talking about ICOs here. But if it's a scam scheme, doesn't mean people will make money out of the scam. But in everything called scam, they have it. They're the developers, the builders. They have a target. I'm not calling Postage a scam here because I don't know about them. They can have active developer. They can have administratives. You can know them. In fact, you can even know their house. But it does not stop them from having their targets, knowing when to exit. As far as it's a scheme, a pyramid scheme, I would not advise that. And you are paying with your crypto, I would not advise that. So what am I trying to say here? I'm advising that the percentage they are given, how many percentage is it? Jada, please, the host, how many percentage is the Postage given to their clients?
I can't really know. I'm not sure. I'm not certain of the percentage they give to their investors. But what I'm certain is they actually tell you to refer people, and you get paid. And like I said in one of my video last time, I said cryptocurrencies originally were created in a way where every cryptocurrency user can make money without having to refer anybody. So whatever project that comes up and tells you to make money, you have to refer people, and we'll pay you cryptocurrency. That is actually a scheme. Cryptocurrency doesn't need you to refer anybody to make money out of cryptocurrency. And originally, cryptocurrency, at least some, of course, every cryptocurrency has its own use case. There are cryptocurrencies for real estate, there are cryptocurrencies for travel and tourism, there are cryptocurrencies for...
Before we go, I think I want to say more thing on that Postage. Okay, it's been a scheme. We don't have any power to start saying it's a scam or it's not. But I can only give an advice, and this is my analysis about it. For the facts, you are asked to bring in people so that you earn some reasonable amount of crypto. And you probably must have invested too. Now, if you want to earn crypto, using the scheme is not the proper way. Now, the question is, what is the proper way? There's what we call APR, annual percentage rates. And in this crypto world now, there's a protocol known as the POS, proof of stake. If you are really eager to make more money in crypto, you need to read more about POS in crypto world, in this cryptocurrency. POS is a process where you have to stake your coin, your holdings, to gain more of that coin, more unit of that coin in percentage. Like it is an annual percentage though, but it is being broken down in 365 days, meaning every day you earn. If you really want to, because I will not advise you to go into a scheme. This one is not a scheme. It's a protocol.